Hey, what's up, CrossFit Chicago Heights? We are back after a short hiatus. I'm Zach,
I'm Eric.
and we are here for Do That But Better. And we were on a hiatus because of you.
Yep.
And so you have some pretty fantastic news. So, Eric, tell us your new news.
We got a new baby boy last week.
Boom! Super awesome. And, well, do you want to say name or anything else about it? Or are you keeping it off media?
Sure. Conlon McGathy. Yeah, he's a week old. A week and a day today. Um,
Super
Good
awesome.
time for this topic of recovery.
Absolutely. Yeah. So, well, you're a week in, and how has just things been with a new baby? And you've already got two, right? So you've got two plus a crybaby.
Yep.
Um, how has that been going so far?
I'd say it's balanced out now. The
Yeah.
first couple were real rough, especially because he was born on Monday, Sunday night at like what 11:30.
Yeah.
Water broke.
Oh man.
Then up all night with labor um, until the next day. And then, of course, like she got some sleep, but I did not so much. So going 48 hours without sleep and then having baby sleep.
I'm sure that Lisa's like, oh yeah, I feel really bad for you. Poor Eric didn't get very much sleep.
But yeah, so I was definitely feeling it those first couple days. In my defense, I was taking him so that she could sleep for a couple hours. But yeah, yeah. Now it's starting to balance out, getting into the rhythm a little bit.
Awesome. Yeah, and so when it comes to recovery, I mean, so recovery is something that is super important for everyone, whether it is just maintaining health, but also if you're trying to make any kind of gains in the fitness world, right? Weight loss, like whatever it is going to be super important. It's like charging up your phone, but it's often left as I can do that later.
Yeah, it's
Like,
always the
yeah, we like, it's really cool to tell people that you did work. And especially like when I got into CrossFit, um, I like one of the big things was you could always tell a CrossFitter if they tell you about CrossFit, and they would tell you about their workouts. And I totally remember telling Natalie, I'd be like, Natalie, today I did 21 thrusters, then 21 pull-ups, then 15 thrusters, 15, and then 9 and 9. And I did it in this many minutes. And she's like, oh, good. Right? But if I told her, hey, I took a rest day, not cool. Right? Nobody wants to hear about your rest.
yeah,
But this is where everything happens.
totally.
So before we go too much farther, make sure that if you guys are watching, let us know and say hi. And if you have any questions, maybe we can answer them live. All right. So Eric, recovery. You are working on recovering now, but in your life, where do you feel recovery? Where do you feel the effects of recovery the most?
Um, I think it's almost easier to talk about where I feel the lack of recovery.
Ooh, all right, go for it.
Which is I know that if I don't get enough sleep, um, if I go like 2 or 3 nights not getting enough sleep, I will wake up with a cold.
Hmm.
Like my nose will be stuffed up, eyes want to close, I'll be sneezing, blowing my nose, and then it's like I have to lay down and sleep, which is
Yeah.
crazy. Um, my I'll also feel it in my legs. Like if I try to go do a workout or even go for a run or something,
Yeah.
I just feel so heavy. If I again like haven't had enough sleep or have not actually been recovering,
Yeah.
which I feel like sometimes we think like, oh, a rest day or recovery, that it's like I'm gonna sit on the couch all day. I'm gonna not do anything. But like that does not help me feel better either.
Yeah.
It's really when I get enough sleep, when I'm eating well, and when I'm out doing something. So if it's not a lifting day,
Yep.
it's a recovery day. Like get out, go for a walk or two, go for a jog, jump on the trampoline. Um, I'll do kind of like a head to toe, like dynamic range of motion warm up. Maybe just like go in the garage, do the like crossover symmetry on my
Yeah.
shoulders, and swing the kettlebell a little bit, where I'm moving. I'm not necessarily looking to like create the stress for an adaptation. I'm not trying to get stronger. I'm moving, and that's it. And that feels so much better.
Yeah. Now, actually, Ide, I'm going to call you out here. So, Ide just commented that she took a rest day today. I'm going to say that she hit the snooze button, but but whichever one. But yeah. So, like you were talking about with recovery, I like to think of uh, like you said, I'm just not creating stress. And I remember reading in like Men's Health or Powerlifting magazine, there was something that Jay Cutler, not if you're in the Midwest, not football Jay Cutler, but the bodybuilder Jay Cutler, they used to call him Garfield, and it was because he would work out and then he would eat, and he would not move from the couch. Like his wife would bring him the phone, and like he would literally like not move like the rest of the day because he needed to recover. Now, I think that too many of us turn recovery into something like this,
Hmm.
and we go, "Oh my gosh, I can't do anything," and it's like, dude, you don't work out nearly hard enough. I'm sorry. I'm sorry if I just burst anybody's bubble.
More like, oh, I need to recover.
Yeah, and you know, recovering is just not stressing yourself. And you know, we can be stressing ourselves many ways. So whether it's stress at work, stress at home, so like emotional stress can be can really affect you. You hear that? Is that you?
I don't hear anything.
Oh, there was some tapping. But it can be emotional stress. It can be physical stress. So if you are working out really hard and doing it very often, there is going to be a time that you need to start resting. It can be things like stress on your body from food. So if I'm eating crappy food, I'm possibly more inflammatory. And inflammation is like a stress on your body. And then we need to de-inflammate, if that's a word. And if not, I just coined it. You heard it here first. But we need to take all these things into effect. And same thing with stress, or I'm sorry, with sleep. If I'm not getting sleep, it is a stress. And then when I am getting my sleep, then I will be de-stressing my body again. Now I'm recovering. Think of it like plugging in your phone. You can only use it for so long until you got to put it next to the wall. And same thing for us.
Totally. Yeah, and I'm glad you mentioned like it's not just your workouts that are causing. Like, so not this past weekend. Before the baby.
Hmm.
So like I am more of an introvert where if I am around people, especially like I don't know, like small talk situations,
Yeah.
stresses me out. I do not enjoy that at all. I don't like the pressure of feeling like I have to talk to someone. Uh, so that weekend before the baby, Friday we hosted a group of kids who came out to help with our church. Saturday we were at a friend's birthday party with like their family, and then Sunday was confirmation, so we were at like confirmation parties.
Yeah.
And then that night, didn't sleep all night, had a baby. I was like not only was I sleep deprived, but like I was ready to like go crazy.
Oh yeah.
Men-
Thank goodness Lisa was there to pull you through.
I know. No, so uh let's see, I think it was either Monday night. I think it was Monday night. Um that it was like 10 o'clock. The girls were asleep, Lisa was asleep, baby was asleep, and I was like, I am gonna go crazy if I don't do something. So I went in the garage and I just did like a short workout and then took a nice cold shower and went to sleep.
Yeah.
And I so much better because all of that like social stress was so heavy on my head, and then like the lack of sleep and being up all night and like having a baby, all of those things combined. So it was actually like the lack of exercise that was like really wearing on me.
Oh, interesting. Yeah.
Yeah. And so, going into a workout in that situation, I'm not necessarily looking to get jacked or crush myself. I just need to move some blood, like kind of get that stress out, get my body moving, so that I can like mentally recover and physically recover.
Yeah. Yeah. Now on the opposite end, I feel like so many people are afraid to recover. So people think that if I'm not working out, then I'm not making gains, and somebody's working harder. There's that whole idea of just grind,
Yep.
and that might work for a period of time, but it's definitely not going to work in the long run. And there has to be a time where we relieve that stress. And I think that it's sometimes hard to find that balance, but figuring out what your body can handle, it's going to come down from little cues that your body's giving you, right? And so, how sore am I all the time?
Hmm.
If you are stumbling up the stairs because you're wrecking your legs every day, or you can't put your arms down. Like, actually, case in point, just last week we had a pretty rough week in the gym, and so we did Kalsu, which is known as one of the most difficult workouts. And I'll tell you what, and I haven't had this in a long time, but I like couldn't walk for days. And then um, we had a workout where we did 40, 30, 20, 10 of unbroken pull-ups, and then handstand walking, like 100 foot handstand walking. And oh wait, oh shoot, I hope that guy didn't just leave. Who? I don't know who that is. Um, but so after, like, I usually wouldn't have too much of a problem with that workout.
Hmm.
Like it would definitely be tough, but after round two, luckily, I had a meeting with somebody, and they were a little bit early, so I actually ended up stopping the workout after 40, 30. And at the time, like my shoulders felt like I couldn't put my arms down. Like they just felt like they blew up, and I was like, "What in the world?" And I probably would have not listened to my body and go, "All right, I got to finish 2010." And luckily, I didn't. But I had trouble putting my arms down. I don't know if you remember, like the first time I did Angie. If you ever get like that, oh, I'm stuck. And
Yep.
I haven't had something like that in a really long time. But I knew that, all right, I need to recover. So what am I going to do? I'm not going to do pull-ups, right? I'm not going to. But I was doing a lot of moving with my arm.
Yeah.
I was trying to use it as often as possible, but not stress it anymore.
Right.
And I think that that's the difference. And I was able to recover. I'm feeling fine now. But if I would have said, hey, today's workout is this, then all of a sudden I'm putting more stress on this. And I'm not only am I not going to recover, I'm not going to get stronger, but I'm, I'm leaving myself open to get injured also.
Yeah.
Because when you are unrecovered, you're more likely to get hurt.
Hmm. Yeah, like I think we don't realize our body heals through movement.
Mhm.
Like all of when you're sore and things are swollen, your heart doesn't pump that out. Your muscles do.
Right.
So by moving, you are healing. So anytime you do a workout and you're feeling sore, the way to fix that is not just laying on the couch. Like that doesn't help. You have to move.
Right. Yeah. The lymphatic system, which will start moving all this out. Uh, so that's why when you're super sore, you might touch it, and you go ah, and compression and movement will help the lymphatic system move. If you've ever seen the voodoo floss or anything like that, that's more or less what you're doing. And even with like the electric stim, I feel like when you have something froze up, now we're able to pump that muscle because I can't do it on my own. And now we're letting blood move. We're bringing oxygen through the blood. Oxygen is bringing healing, and now we're able to recover so we can start making our gains again. And really, when it comes to any kind of adaptation, this is what we want to do. We want to stress our body, and we want to provide a stress that is more than what it's seen before. And when our body sees that, it goes, I need to do something because this could have killed me. And once your body is in that alarm mode, now we go into recover. And if you sleep, if you rest, if you move, your body realizes that it can overcome this, and now you're building back stronger. That's why even like in periodization of like strength training and things like that, you'll work up, then you have a deload week, and then you start working back up again. You have to give yourself that time to recover. And even in like the in strength programs, you'll have like a peaking phase. And when you are peaking, you usually just had a down week. So it's like you're going to go super hard. That volume is going to get super high, and then you rest, and then you can peak for that next meet or whatever you have.
Yeah, your workouts don't make you stronger. You don't get stronger during a workout. You get stronger in between workouts
Yeah.
when you're recovering.
Yeah, I like to think of it, if I told you to do as many push-ups as you can, you get on the ground and you're just and all of a sudden you're like 100 and you fall on the ground, right? So you did 100, and now I go, all right, take 30 seconds, and I want you to do as many as you can again. There's no possible way that you're doing 100 again, all right? If you fell on the ground like from exhaustion. But if you sleep, if you go eat, if you just relax, now you might come back and get 101. And this is how you make any kind of progress in anything. Because if you're running at 100% all the time, then things don't happen. You break down. You run out of gas.
Yeah. I wanted to go back to something you said earlier. Because you said, you asked, how often are you feeling crappy and sore and can't walk?
Mm-hmm.
I think another question to ask is, how often are you feeling awesome
Ooh, great.
and full of energy and strong and like ready for anything?
Yeah.
Like, I think that's what everyone's looking for, right?
Right.
So I think that might be a better way to judge your recovery. Like, am I feeling great? If not, how can I?
Yeah. And you know what? I guess now you say that, I really like that. Now thinking of how often do I feel like that in the week, in the month, in the year,
Hmm.
and if it is, and actually, I feel like it's a very cool thing to say in the fitness world, is that, oh, I'm so beat up, like I'm so sore, and it's like, oh man, when did you feel great? And now, yeah, when you change that around, it's like, oh man, how often should I be feeling fantastic?
Yeah.
And that might be a better gauge.
Yeah. If you ask, like Pavel, his training I don't know, methods, he talks about like taking massive breaks and never maxing out. Like you never go to failure. You only do like 50 or maybe 60% of the reps you could do so that you're always feeling fresh and you're always ready to go.
Right.
And you're never feeling that like soreness and built up.
Yeah. And actually, I think that this really comes down to your goals. You know, I mean, if you are in fitness for health, longevity, and yeah, you want to be strong, you want to be fast, but don't have, hey, I need to hit this amount of weight in this, or I want to hit this amount, like this pace in my marathon that I'm running. Then it's like, yeah, if you always leave a little bit. So if you're still pushing, you know, and if you're pushing, you know, a couple times a week or once a week, depending on how well you recover, right? How are those other things in your life, your sleep and your food and things like that? Then you'll still be pushing progress without leaving yourself like under or overtrained.
Right. Yeah. Or under recovered.
Or recovered. Yeah, whichever way
But
you
yeah,
look at it.
yeah, I think goals definitely makes a difference. Like if you've got a specific date of a competition or whatever that you're working toward, then yeah, maybe you're going to feel more beat up in the course of the months leading up to that.
Mm-hmm.
But like you said, if you are one of the 95% of people who is working out to be healthy and injury free and be capable of doing what you want to do, you should be walking around feeling great pretty much all the time. You know, like you should leave your workouts feeling energized and awesome. You know, like the measure of a good workout isn't that you can't get up.
Right. What's up, Michael? Come on, come. You want to be on our Facebook Live? You can be our special guest. Yeah. So we're talking about recovery.
Oh, I need some recovery right now.
This is Michael.
How are you?
What's
So
up?
How's it going?
Met him on Instagram. He's getting some of our sweet gear. Boom.
nice.
But yeah.
I want to hear this one. About
Yep.
recovery?
Yep. But yeah. So, what were we just talking about, Eric?
Recovery, feeling great all the time, that kind of stuff.
That's
Um,
one of the big things we want. We want to feel good all the time. Or in your dope gear, because actually feel this. Feel that shirt.
that's
Feel that
recovery.
shirt, Michael.
That's nice. It's 100% cotton.
Yeah.
Here you go.
All right. Thank you.
So yeah, I think. Well, so I've been thinking about this recently. Um, that like recovery starts as soon as your workout ends.
Yeah.
Right. I listen to Joe Rogan a bunch, and he always talks about stretching. So I've been on that for the last few weeks. Of like, as soon as I'm done with my workout, I stretch, and that has had a huge impact. And it's something, again, recovery doesn't feel as sexy as lifting barbells, but man, I feel so much better if I get, just like 10 minutes of stretching after lifting. My legs aren't as sore. I'm ready to go and actually do something afterwards versus just, again, like laying on the couch recovering.
Yeah. And actually, that's one thing. And I think that actually, even just the culture at the gym changed a lot over the years. When like in the 2012 and things like that, it was like, all right, how much can I hurt? And there was just the whole competition aspect and all that. And then it was like, hey, you know what? I am 39 years old, and I'm not going to the CrossFit Games. Although, yes, I was number 657 in the age group qualifiers. I mean, not that I'm like keeping track of those numbers or anything, but I do want to feel good when I'm going to play with my kids And if I want to go play basketball, if I want to go play softball, like I don't want to have to do 30 minutes of stretching
Right.
like before I do a warm up run. You know what I mean? It's like just get out there, and I want to be able to move all the time. Like Kelly started out always the supple leopard, right?
Yep.
A leopard does not warm up before it pounces on the gazelle because it's feeling good.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And if you think about it, like think of any of those predators, right? You know, a lion, like nobody has to, like the lion doesn't have to tell you that it's the king of the jungle. Everybody knows. And guess what? It sleeps 24 hours or like 22 hours a day or like something like it's something absolutely insane, right? It recovers like a boss. And then guess what? It goes and eats the meat that other people get for it. And then but it performs when it needs to. And now if you just think that you're the lion, right?
Right.
That was almost as good as Christopher Walken's speech. Have you heard that?
No.
Oh man, you should look it up. Christopher Walken lion speech from Pool Hall Junkies.
Oh, really?
It's basically that. The lion just there in the shade, and the cubs come and pull on his ear, and the lioness comes and messes with him, and then the jackal start nipping at him, and finally, when he's had enough, he gets up and he tears everyone apart and reminds everyone why he's the king of the jungle.
There you go. Absolutely.
But yeah, I like that recover. He recovers like a boss.
Yeah.
Because we always think about like I work out, like I smashed myself in the gym. I worked out so hard. But do you ever say like I recovered so hard today?
Right.
Like I went all in on my recovery.
Yep.
But
Yeah.
again, that's when you get strong. That's when you get better. That's when you feel best. And so like we have to shift the mindset at least 50-50 between workouts and recovery.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, like it's not cool, and actually it was cool for a while to be doing the stretching, you know. And actually, Rich Froning made it really cool for a while to be doing like recovery rows, right? So, and now here's the thing: is I think that when people think of a recovery row, they usually go too fast, or a recovery run, or anything like that. This is actually, it's funny. I think that it happens on both sides. People who are trying to do a recovery run, row, like just or recovery workout or just recovery exercise, they go too hard. And then you have on the opposite end the people who are trying to get better, and they're doing only recovery. They're like, I ran 3 miles today, and it's like that's great. It was like
Totally.
at this walking pace. I know why you didn't get any faster. It's because you've never gone faster.
Yeah.
You know, and so you need to be at like sub 70%, whether it's like speed or distance or whatever weight, to be moving and still recovering.
Mm-hmm.
And like if you have somebody hop on the rower, let's say that they can that they do their they do a 1K at a 210 pace, right? They might go to like a 220 for their recovery, and it's like no, like let's go 240, let's go 3 minutes, right? A 3 minute pace as opposed to a 2 minute pace, and most people can't even go that slow. Like they can't figure that out because and they start breathing hard. But if you are breathing super hard, if you can't really hold a conversation, you're probably not doing recovery work. You might be working out again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's funny. I used to program this into workouts. Like at the end of the workout, it was 5 minutes of jogging around the building with a partner, carry on a conversation.
Yeah.
And people, it was like pulling teeth. They run past the doors on either side of the building, and they're looking in like, is it done yet? I'm like,
Yeah.
guys, this is for your own good. This is the best part. You're jogging easy and chatting with someone,
Yeah.
and you're upset with that.
Yeah. I always feel like things like that. You get so many people who will be they'll be out of breath, right? You get some people who are bored, and those people who are out of breath don't even realize that that's their 100-meter pace. That's their 400-meter pace. It's all
Right.
the same. And it's like, no, you got to find these gears. And all right, what is my gear right now?
Yeah. Yeah, and then on the other end is what was I just about to say? I totally blanked. I don't remember. I'll think.
Well, anyways,
Uh,
so with all this recovery, right? So there is recovering from exercise. So whether it's just moving, stretching, mobility work, all that kind of stuff, we've got food. And so it's like making sure that you're getting high quality food, you're getting enough food, not too much food, so that we can refuel our muscles, we can refuel our energy stores. We're making sure that we are producing hormones the way that we should be. But then there's also the de-stressing, that emotional de-stressing. So whether it's through breathing practices, taking some time for yourself. They say that you can't give from an empty cup. So it's like, all right, what are the things that I do where I just really feel good? And it might be going for a walk. It might be playing basketball, like something where you're just doing stuff and you're feeling really good about it. And when you get done, you feel better than when you started. And that's like that recovery run. You,
yeah.
you should you should feel great and not go, whew. You should go,
Right.
yeah, all right.
Oh, that's what I was gonna say. I remember seeing an article
Yeah.
a long time ago talking about recovery, and it was saying that a recovery day does not mean going out and running a 5K.
Yeah.
And I remember at the time, this was probably, I don't know, 2012 or so, thinking, oh man, must be watching me.
They know. Absolutely. But all right, so I think that's a good place. Keep it. So work out. Make sure that yes, we need to stress our body, but then we have to find how much can my body take and what does it need to recover with your sleep, your food, your just emotional stress. And
Yeah.
and you know what? I feel like each of those is going to be at different levels at different times, right? You've got a new baby. Guess what's not going to be good? Sleep, right? And so if my sleep isn't good, that means that maybe my training should take a little bit of a back seat, and I'm not necessarily going for big PRs, super high volume, maybe even pushing really hard. I'm gonna be moving. And yeah, I'm going to get out of breath. I'm going to get my heart rate up. I'm going to make myself a little bit sore. But if I'm not getting as much sleep, then I need to start taking from somewhere else. So I'm still staying even. Same thing if you're not eating well. If maybe you're traveling and you're only eating out. Well, guess what? Maybe I'm not hitting a super hard workout in the hotel gym. I'm going to go for a run. I'm going to go for a bike. I'm going to do a little thing of burpees and squats so that I'm still moving. But I need to take from somewhere else. So it's always just leveling those out, because unless you're a professional athlete, those are not going to be equal in the long run.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, and really like having that long run view is is huge for the recovery side, because I think going hard and trying to work out every day, um, it's short sighted of like, oh, I'm gonna miss out on gains, but like miss out on gains when in the
Yeah.
next 6. Is that what you're training for? Again, like if you've got a competition, okay, but if you're not competing in anything, that long view of like I want to be doing this for 40 years.
Right. Well,
It gets
remember
important to
that.
stretch.
What was that?
It gets a lot more important to recover and sleep and stretch
Oh, yeah.
when you're looking that far out.
Yeah. And remember that, so like when we were talking about like the stressing, you stress your body, and then you recover and you super compensate. All right. If you are stressing your body enough, you are putting yourself into a position of decreased performance. All right. So when you do a max back squat, or let's say that we do 5 sets of 5 where it just really crushes you, for the next few days, you do not have as much performance. That's why when you're doing like a specific strength program, you're going to have a couple days in between the next time that you go to your back squats, right? Because your body can't handle it and it will not perform as well. So now, if I can't perform as well, now I'm stressing my body again. I'm going to not perform as well, and I never get into that super compensation. So making sure that you're adjusting that. And that's the cool thing about what we do in CrossFit is we're going to stress this. So we might do a heavy day. And so now we're doing, let's say that we're doing heavy deadlifts, right? And then tomorrow we might be still be working at intensity, but it's at a different intensity. And maybe we're doing a 5K. All right, because we're not taxing the central nervous system the way that we are with the deadlifts. Yes, we're still moving the legs, but maybe now we're at a lower intensity. We're not going super fast, and now we can start regulating these things by providing variance in the days, as opposed to I'm just lifting weights today.
Right.
And that's how you can still make gains while still moving and even going at higher intensities for longer periods.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I mean, it's not unlike, your classic traditional body part splits.
Right.
Like, you're not hitting the same thing every day. You're rotating through so that everything gets the work and the rest.
Yep, absolutely. There you go. I think that's where we'll leave it. Work and then rest. That's it. All right, Eric, I will see you next week. Congratulations on the baby. And you guys, every Tuesday, 2 o'clock, we'll see you for Do That But Better.
All right, see ya.